Big Helldivers 2 drop incoming! Hello Space Monkey, you're watching Space Crazy. Welcome to the channel and to our regular news roundup. Here you'll find news around any kind of science fiction game, especially if it has to do with space. If something happened last week in your favorite SF game and we missed it, be sure to tell us in the comments and we'll add the game to our list. My name is Serta and I will be your host for this video. Let me get an important message out. If you get a text message on your phone, supposedly from Steam, out of the blue, be wary, as a lot of phone numbers of Steam users have been leaked into the darknet. The Steam database was not breached though. Your password should be as safe as you made it. You did choose a safe password, didn't you? No password 123 or your birth date or anything like that. Please tell me you did. Imagine Earth has been updated to version 1.2 with the development mostly concentrating on rebalancing the NPC players. But that's not all that's changed. The city extensions of the Galaxies DLC can now be used also in free play and competition modes. Icons in functions ring are better seen and territory takeover reparations consider building value. The NPC will go sustainable if you do, and some bugs were eliminated that hindered the NPCs to build climate positive upgrades. Add today's many smaller fixes and your 1.2 is served. Surviving Series had a mini update as the developer wanted to solve some issues the players were having. Before the fix, you could place the hub in a way that hindered you from expanding it fully later, as well as landing pads keeping in-use status even after you had launched the rocket on them. Apart from that, work continues on new content. Major Games, makers of the excellent Planet Crafter, will release their Moon update for free on May 19th. We've been telling you about it for the past weeks, and in just a couple of days this update will be available to any player of the game. It will allow you to terraform 2 new moons, Selena and Aquals, after you have successfully terraformed at least one planet. So even I, who has not played for a while, can use an old save game to get to the moons. Helldiver! The squids are coming for our democracy! To do that, to help you avoid that, the developers have deployed an extensive update. Before we go there, there is a new warbond called Masters of Ceremony and patterns for the FRV fitting old warbonds. The part of the major update you surely have heard about is weapon customization, but there's of course a lot more. Most weapons other than shotguns don't have spread anymore, but they'll have stronger sway when you are moving around. Bullets will have more drag according to the laws of physics, but most of you won't notice anyway, and swinging your weapon will cost less stamina. Shrapnel from any kind of explosion, either from grenades or from exploding enemies or buildings, now expands on a 360-degree way, making explosions more dangerous to whoever or whatever is nearby. And fire damage from flamethrowers will increase with the amount of surface the enemy has. The bigger the buck, the hotter it roasts. Breakers, on the other hand, have been nerfed a bit so that bigger enemies need more pellets in them to start burning up, but the fire damage is incremented. And as always, there's been a lot of buffs and nerfs to different weapons. Check the link in the description for all the details. Landed illuminate ships can now be destroyed, the automaton bunker turret is less accurate, and automaton gunships a bit easier to destroy, and automaton conscripts will now shoot more often. Moving on to weapon customization, you can now customize your primary weapons, and it seems they are also preparing customization for other weapons. Just don't go there if using a controller for now, as there's a bug that keeps you in that menu indefinitely. Depending on how many and which attachment slots your primary weapon has, you will be able to change a lot of stats of your weapon as well as how it looks like. The recoil will change depending on attachments, and you can make your weapon heavier or lighter this way, which will change its stats too, of course. To be able to reach better customizations, weapons now got levels. The more you use a weapon, the higher its level and therefore the level of the attachments you are allowed to buy for them. Oh yeah, the attachments will cost you requisition, and yes, this adds to the needed progression. According to the devs, about 500 more hours if you want all attachments. You will now also be able to save 3 customization templates for every weapon, out of which you choose the one you prefer in the loadout menu, which I'm sure will add to the time some people are going to need in that menu. Of course, new weapons introduced through war bonds will also get their own customizations and progression path. But this mother of all updates doesn't end here. The Illuminate got 3 more enemy types. Stingrays, which do strafing runs against our heroic Helldivers. Crescent Overseer, which barrages even Helldivers in cover. And the tanky Flesh Mob. Some crashes have been fixed, SMG-37 defenders don't trigger anti-tank mines, and cancelling laser weapon reloads doesn't give you infinite ammo anymore. There's still enough else to do for the developers, all of which they have collected as always in a known issues list. But you can go on now defending managed democracy for freedom!